Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kalasar. Today, we're going to start a new series on history, and we're going to start off with the Secretary of State of the United States. And we're going to start from the very first one and go all the way up to the most recent one. So, we're going to start off with John Jay, who was Secretary of State under George Washington. He lived from 1745 to 1829, and he was actually the Secretary of State on an interim basis. But his term was September 15th, 1789 to March 22nd, 1790, under George Washington. George Washington wanted him to have that job on a full-time basis, but he declined to have it. But before we go over that, let's go over some of the interesting facts about his actual life. So, like many founding fathers, he was a slave owner who supported abolition. Now, he was willing to take it to the next level, unlike, say, Thomas Jefferson. John Jay was actually willing to go ahead and abolish slavery. He was married. He got married on April 28th, 1774 to Sarah Vanbrugh Livingston. He was a Federalist like Alexander Hamilton, and he was president of the American Bible Society. He felt that the gospel was the best way to world peace, and if everybody was a Christian, we would have world peace. So let's talk about John Jay, this great Secretary of State. So before he was Secretary of State, he sought recognition from powerful European nations and received loans from European banks such as Spain to help fund the war effort, the Revolutionary War effort. And then he worked to pay off creditors and the war debt so that we could be a free country and free of debt. He also worked to secure the nation's borders from potential hostile enemies such as Native American Indians to the west, Britain to the north, Spain, you name it, just to have that solid border. Also signed the Treaty of Paris in 1783, officially ending the Revolutionary War. He helped in the protection of trading vessels against piracy, which was a big problem for us at that time, and tried to hold the Union together under the Articles of the Confederation. And we will talk about the Articles of the Confederation later on down the road. That's that interim period after the Revolution, but before the Constitution that we have today. In 1789, President Washington offered a full-time Secretary of State status to John Jay, but he declined. So George Washington came back and said, hey, how about becoming Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? He jumped on that. He became the first Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. So John Jay was very instrumental in the founding of the United States. He was our very first Secretary of State, even though it was just on an interim basis. Without him, there would not have been a lot of stuff done behind the scenes, such as loans and getting recognition for our country. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, please subscribe, and you have a wonderful day.